Welcome to our second session on special places. There are many different places that we explore on pilgrimage, from wide fields to ornate basilicas. The sites that we visit left a lasting impression, spiritually or physically, on many people throughout the centuries.
Different places that we travel to on pilgrimage may have different meanings for each person. A fresco in a sanctuary may be an artwork to one, but a self-reflecting story to someone else.
Do we take time in our everyday lives to see the places that matter to us? Have those places shaped us for better or for worse? How do we hear or see God along our pilgrimage?
We all need places to give us a break from everyday life. Whether we are bogged down by chores, homework, practices, or other commitments, we all need a place to rest. One such place for me is Yosemite National Park. I go to Yosemite when I need to take a break from the busyness of life and take some time for reflection. It's a place where my problems and concerns are pretty small and distant, and where I really feel connected to God. Coming to places like this, I can really see why St. Francis loved going out into nature and taking a break from preaching and caring for lepers.
Francis would love to go to sanctuary places like Laverna, Greccio, and the Carcery for times of prayer and rest. While he would experience God in creation, it was also in chapels and churches where he would connect with God through the reading of scriptures and in the Eucharist. Francis loved the Eucharist because it was there that he experienced the simplicity and humility of Jesus. There are special places where Francis encountered God on his life's pilgrimage that we're invited to see as well. We have invited a number of Franciscan pilgrimage staff members to share a number of their favorite places in the Assisi area with you.
Hi, my name is Father Alvin Tay. One of my favorite places in Assisi is the Portiuncula, the Basilica of St. Mary of the Angels. It is the place where St. Francis founded the Order of Friars Minor. It is where he welcomed St. Clare, and it is the place where he died. As a Franciscan, it is a special place where I can feel I can connect to the Order. It is a place where I can feel the peace of St. Francis, especially when I am in front or inside the little church of the Portiuncula, which St. Francis himself has rebuilt.
Hi, I'm Greg Masiello, and I work with the Military Veterans Pilgrimages for the Franciscan Pilgrimage Program. The question of what your favorite place in Assisi is a lot like asking a mother who her favorite child is. You know you're going to get some kind of answer like they're all my favorite, but deep down inside, you know one stands out more than the others. And seeing that I was my mom's favorite, I can relate to that struggle. And if I were to have to choose one place over all the other places in Assisi that stands out the most for me, it'd be the Portiuncula. And I've been known on our afternoon off to go down to the Our Lady of the Angels Basilica and spend time in the pews just staring at the Portiuncula. When St. Francis first started to gain his footing and a small group of men began to follow his way of life, he was staying in a straw hut in a valley below Assisi at a place called Brivo Torto. During the winter months, a farmer brought his donkey into the hut where he and the friars were staying. Francis looked at his brothers and said, "I may not be able to see exactly where God is leading us at this point of time, but I do know this is not what he has in mind for us." He then left the hut, went up to a small group of Benedictine monks, and they gifted him the Portiuncula as his home. For the rest of his life, the Portiuncula became his home base. It was there where the Franciscan order took root and grew. It was there where he and 11 brothers took foot and went to Rome and gained approval for their way of life from Pope Innocent III. It was there where a cricket kept him up one night. He later preached to the insect, encouraging him to sing the praises of God with the sounds that came forth from all his being. It was from there where he would gather together with all the other friars and set out on missions every year, preaching and teaching their way of life throughout all of Europe. Personally, I love to sit in the pews of the St. Mary's of the Angels Basilica, which now surrounds and houses the Portiuncula, which in Latin means
little portion. I love to look at St. Francis' little portion and try to imagine what it was like for him when he rebuilt the church. I try to imagine what it was like in the wintertime when the winds were howling outside, and yet there was a great sense of warmth, comfort, protection, and fraternitas on the inside. I wonder what he felt when he came to see the presence of angels inside the sanctuary.
I believe the Portiuncula was St. Francis's home base that offered him a sense of comfort, protection, and a deep sense of joy. And my question for you is this: is there a place in your life that offers you comfort, protection, and a deep sense of joy? And is it a place that allows you to be in touch with angels?
Hello everyone. I've been asked to share with you two of my favorite places in Assisi in 2 minutes. The first, I'm going to take you to the Heights, and then I'm going to take you to the depths. The Heights are outside of Assisi at a place called Laverna. I love that location. It's in the Tuscan Valley. It's over $1 million or multi-million-dollar gift that Francis accepted as a place to go. And it's there that he went when he was in his later years and really struggling with whether or not he had done all that God had asked him to do. Imagine yourself, you have to climb the heights to understand Francis's experience. In climbing that and getting to its summit, you then look out on this vast vista and can comprehend Francis's encounter with God, this man of suffering, this man of struggling, who is embraced by a compassionate God who, as Bonaventure says, imprinted on his flesh in the finger of the living God the wounds of the Christ. Going to the depths, at the end of Francis's life, he was buried on the hill of hell, and over that hill they created a church. The tomb is at the very base of that church, and I have to visit there every time I'm in Assisi. When you go down there, you're so surrounded by this warm environment, and you look up and Francis's tomb is sitting right above the tabernacle. And for me, it brings together everything that he longed for, to be united with God, both through Christ's birth and death. He's surrounded by his friends, Leo, Rufino, Maceo, and Angelo, and of course, directly across from him is Lady Jacoba. I will fight my way to get to that tomb, even on October 4th, when thousands of people go down there, inching my way and finding a spot in which I can just spend quiet time with Francis. I hope all of you get there one day.
The places that we go to on pilgrimage are not so much special because of their historical significance, but they are places where Jesus is encountered. By recalling the life of Francis, we can enter into this encounter with God. When we make these places home, we create a space for us to encounter God.
Much like the disciples on the road to Emmaus, we are invited to encounter Jesus along the pilgrimage of our lives. Following the example of St. Francis, when we take time away from our busy lives and create a space for God to dwell, it is in that dwelling place something special can take place that can change our lives forever.